bloomerinos. Look what we're making for our front door. Do you want to make one with me? Come on, I'm going to show you how. All right, y'all, we're going to start off by prepping our base. And this time we're going to use a little bit of Gorilla Glue and we're going to use some hot glue, okay? I'm using just a little bit of foam. This is floral foam and it's kind of the dense foam. It's a perfect one to use for any projects that we're using artificial flowers with. So it's dense and it's not sandy or crumbly. It's not made for water. It's for artificial flowers. And we just need a small little block of it. And my plan is to put that up here a little bit off center. You do have to think about, we can't put all the weight on one side or it will hang crooked. So keep that in mind when you're creating, but I like it. I like things not so matchy-matchy. So I'm gonna start with a little Gorilla Glue up here, like right above the holly leaf, right on this edge. Generally, if you can catch a little edge and a little bit of other elements in the design, it kind of will help it stay on there better. So I'm putting some hot glue on now. I'm dipping that in my glue pot. If you don't know what a glue pot is, just ask here and we'll share a video with you so you can learn all about our electric glue pot skillet. And you see I'm just kind of putting that off center a little bit. And while that starts to set up, we're going to start to make our design on here. I'm going to start off with our greenery first, and we're using this really beautiful snowy eucalyptus. So it's a nice, pretty snowy green. It'll help pick up this pretty green here, which we already know looks good with this color combo with the gold around the edge. So I'm going to take and cut these all off this bush right here, and we'll get this prepped. Some of these we're going to use long, some of them we're going to use shorter. So I'm just trimming everybody off. And when I'm teaching in design school how to create the beautiful floral designs we do, we talk about creating the perimeter with the greenery. And generally we do that first on most projects, but sometimes you might add greenery at a different point. But here we're going to do it first. So I'm going to take my first piece, and hopefully this has gotten set up. And I'm going to kind of come right down here on my left to start out shaping up my base, okay? So even though I want to do what we call breaking the plane of one item and bringing it over, I don't want to cover up all the words. I like for it to kind of dabble in the word area, but not completely cover it up. So I'm going to do two of these that are about the same length. I'm just trimming them down. And that way I've got some little pieces like this to come back and use later. I'm going to put this one on the right. That one's on the left, and we're just kind of doing what we call mirror placement right now. If you put it on the left, you put it on the right, going back and forth. All right, let's put a little bit more greenery in, and let's just go right at the side where we put the other, coming a little bit more this way, a little bit down to the right. Now come back to your left, come on back to your left, and we're gonna work, I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking that little section off, and now I'm gonna go up a little higher here. So basically when you're floral designing, you're going to create lines and you want to create depth and dimension, and all of that helps a look come together. You see what we've got going? And we're going to stop there with the snowy greenery for right now, because we'll bring some more of that back in the design a little bit, but that's a good baseline. Next, we've got our fun bell pick. I love this one because these bells are of course going to give a jingle jangle when it's on the door. You got the pretty metal there, you pick up the metal from there. So whenever you see me designing, there's a lot of thought put in a design because we need the whole look to kind of come together with the materials. And that's how you get a more designer look, a polished look, when you follow the directions I'm giving you to help put these things together. Better off, grab a kit from us whenever we have kits available, because those help make it super easy to kind of get a look going. We're going to shake hands with this just like we would in design school. So you're going to take your time, just like I teach my KDS bloomerinos. You have to take your time and you have to be patient. You're paying for really nice, beautiful quality florals, but if you don't take the time to fluff out each section, then you are going to be frustrated in the look you're getting. If you just leave it all clumped up, we want to take and separate them into beautiful sections. That's what we just did there. Now this piece is going to go right here and kind of pop over to the right. We're going to have, oh my gosh, I love that we have this holly in here. I look for such beautiful holly, and that holly is just popping right out of there. All right, now let's come on either side with the other two bell sprays. And I'm shaping it out again. We're going to come in over here, going to the right. I love that. We'll just keep touching it up, pushing these into the foam. sure that bell's in there really good. He is. I'm going to tuck him right there. And then our third bell spray is going to kind of come down this way, right here between those greeneries. We're going to tuck that in. These kind of projects are a blast because they're not going to take a big commitment for you if you're just trying out this hobby for the first time. This is pretty simple. You don't have to go purchase a bunch of stuff. You're just going to need some hot glue. You're going to need a little bit of foam, and then you can snag a kit or grab the supplies from us and it'll come right to your door, and you're not running around crazy trying to find everything. All right, you can see what a great base we have going. Now we're going to put a bow on there. We made this bow in another video, so the link for this bow is here in the supply list for this project. And all I'm going to need to do is I'm going to add it to a little piece of wire called a U-pin. We have a cable tie there in the back, and I'm going to be able to tie that right onto my little U-pin, okay? It's a little metal pin shaped in a shape of a U, and it is found in the floral section of most of your craft stores. Now I'm going to take and put it right in the center, okay? And we're going to go ahead and put that in now. So I'm going to put a little glue on my U-pin and just tuck that puppy right in there. Up over here. You're looking so pretty, girl. You beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then that just pops right there. Isn't that cute? I love this. I love when it comes together just how I hope it's going to come together. Because we've got this metallic ribbon. We've got the metallic in the bells. And then we've got the beautiful sheen of the enamel look sign. It all just pulls together so pretty. All right. So now we need to go ahead and start to tuck in around the bow. So remember our smaller pieces of the eucalyptus that's glittered. We're going to start to put those in and around here, okay? So let's put a couple coming down first. Oh yeah, perfect. And we're going to start to watch our glue strings. They'll pull right off this sign if they get on there. It's no big deal. But you want to put these right at the transition of the bow. And let's have one maybe come down a little bit. We got our cute little bell hanging out here. We can move her more to the middle if we want. I think that's always kind of cute. Just wiggle it over, let it kind of come out the middle of the bow. Now I let a little greenery come down. I like that. But if you want it a little shorter, you can always come in and just like take off a couple of leaves. Like boom, a little less. No big deal. Do a little haircut. All right, and I'm going to come up above and we're going to pop a little in here, and you can kind of see how it's starting to shape out. So we filled that in. We got our fun bells. But we're not done. We have a berry pick. And the reason we're going to use the berry pick in here too, it's got a little bit of frosty, icy snow, so it matches this look. We're going to use this to bring that red color in the bow into the greenery a little bit. So I'm going to just take this really quickly and we're going to just tear. And generally when you tear, you get longer stems where the wires kind of come down. And we're going to do that. There you go. And I'll pull my little holly leaves off. And then I'll leave this little top part as one cluster. Pull that out. And I could just trim that. Now when you do tearing like that, you got to clean up those edges always. And now I'm ready to put some of these berries in and these little pine cones right between where we have the bells. So I'm going to take this first piece right here and we're going to use it right up the middle because it's just a perfect spot. Just lay that right on top of that eucalyptus we had already put in. And I'm just going to hold on to my foam while I'm pushing it in so I don't get overly aggressive and go crazy. Because that glue is still kind of warm from when we put it on there. Okay, that looks really pretty right up the middle. And now let's go here. I'm going to separate the berries out. This one's like a cluster of 3, so we can separate that. So we'll have a couple of these. These could kind of come down from the center. Get a good amount of glue on these wires because that will help it stay better because it's kind of a thinner wire. They're going to go into the foam nicely, but you need to make sure you're getting a good amount of glue. Oh, put that layer that right in there. Ooh, ooh, it's breaking the plane of the ribbon. Na, 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 na. Oh gosh, I love that. Okay, we went that way. Now let's go this way. And let's work between these clusters. And I'm going to use one berry over here between these two. We're just going to tuck that in pretty. And then let's do a little bit over here. It's a little bit fatter berry. I'm going to have that one come there. And this one has a cool twig that we're going to use too. Look at this twig. It's kind of a reddy brown. So I'm just going to make my own little cluster. Just going to twist these together. Comes out this side. And I'll curl those just up on my finger and I get that really pretty fun curl. Let's bring that over right in here. Oh my gosh. Doing all this detail work is so fun, so relaxing. Yes, and it kind of sprays down a little bit more. We've got one pine cone here that I know will look super cute tucked by that bow. So I'm going to trim that down. And he's going to go right in here. Oh, you guys are going to have so much fun making this. I think you're going to probably keep this for yourself because these are adorable. Adorable. All right, now I'm going to take my little last piece of the eucalyptus, and what I want you to do is cut this into little single or double sections, really small. And our job is to now go in and fill anywhere we've got little holes or we need a little touch of that glittery part. And just take your time and fill this right in to kind of camouflage your foam behind. Walk on either side, take a look. Okay, how's it look from underneath? Where do I need to add a little bit more? Once you do that, you're going to come up with the cutest looking ornament that you've ever seen. And who doesn't love "Have yourself a merry little Christmas"? Isn't that perfect? It's a perfect saying for the beautiful holiday season. And I think you've got it. You got it. You could do this. Hello, Blue Marinos. It's Keleas. Are you ready to make this Christmas tree? And let's get started. That down, and then I always put hot glue mixed with it. And between the two, I usually get a really nice, stable base. So I'm just going to dip these puppies in, put one on each side. One of the first steps in my projects is I'm going to green out a base. So I'm going to start by breaking this big pick down. So I'm going to start here with my longest pieces to go in to set that perimeter. We're going to go into that foam. We've given it a little time to set up. I'm going to come right in and we're going to push those in. Number one's in. Now I'm going to go on the other side and do the same thing. I'll bring this in. There we go. So we got a great start. So the next thing we want to do is kind of pop in these pine. We're going to take this pine and kind of cut it down a little. I'm going to cut this into two pieces here. So I get two nice picks from one. And then we're going to start to kind of fill in a little bit around the edges here. All right, let's bring it in. Push it in right there. There's one kind of coming low. All right, let's bring this one in here. Pretty. Bring this in. And let's go over on the other side over here with this one. So we get this nice wispy pine. And I love long needle pine. That's really nice quality like this one, because then you get this pretty wispy look. We could probably cut and steal a little from these, just get a little fullness down below. Just take a little out, like grab a little bit of it, and you'll never even see it gone. Perfect. Okay, that looks great. I'm going to use these little wispy pieces on the end. So you can do the pattern you want. We're just working from the center, working out, really watching our transition so we have that clean look. That's something I preach in design school every week. There it is, a super simple, cute bow. I'm going to take and make a little, add a little floral pin to the back. They're like little U-pins like this. And they work great to hold moss. We use them to go in the back of our bow right here because we're going to pin this bow in to the base, okay? I'm going to come in the back, and now I'm going to add some glue to the back of my floral pin. And one of the reasons we're putting this in first is so we can get into that foam and mount in right here. And I'm going to kind of tuck that around the side. Now you see how cute it is? Isn't that adorable? Let's take these tails and do something fun with them. I'm just going to dovetail them pretty cute. Kind of let them poke out here. Just make that little V cut. Just fold it in half and just cut up towards the end of the ribbon. And you cut on the fold. So that way you always get that little V, all right? Let those fly out. You can curl them up too and just have so much fun with the curls. So we're going to use this fun piece. And this one we're going to do a little bit differently than normal. Instead of cutting it out in sections, I'm literally going to pull this one down. Like every little wire is going to be separate. Because we want to kind of spread it around our design here. I love these snowflakes. And this is one reason I picked them out, because they're glittery, but they have a rustic look too, which goes so good with this tree here. come out to the right over here, and we're going to put our first piece. It's a little of the pine cone. Oh, that looks great over here. Pulls in that creamy look. It's got a little glitter. I love it. Bring this in. I just hold my base as I'm putting everybody in. We're going to kind of, how about we have this one kind of come down? I'm big on not things being all matchy. It's okay if they're a little bit different. What's most important is that you get the shape right when you put them in. And that's something I teach in class to help you learn, you know, where every piece is going. But they don't have to be identically matching just because we have it in the center. And I'm just going to take my little snowflakes and we're going to kind of go between the bow here and let them kind of come out, break the plane of that bow. You know how much I love that. We could totally leave this like this, but I wanted to bring in that touch of the green and the red that's on that star. So we have that in the ribbon, not super cute, but we're going to bring in this country berry to do the same thing. And I want these berries to kind of branch out into the pie. So I'm going to bring it in. We're going to go right here. So think about when you're building your own designs, like think about how am I layering things in rather than just shoving more in. Sometimes less is more with the proper placement. That's why I like to teach you that in design school. And we've been really focusing on that so that we could try to make pieces that are a little less expensive but still look like our customers need to pay us a lot for them. We want to attract the right customer. I'm a big believer in that. And when you do that, it really helps make it easier to do this as a business. See, this looks so pretty. And they're not exactly identical, a little higher, a little lower. If you've never done wreath making or crafting as a stress reliever, I would encourage you to give it a try. You know, buy a kit from a creator, and you don't have to go out and invest in a ton of supplies when you get a kit. You can just start with something and see if it's a hobby you like. And then if you start to like it, then you can branch out and do more and experiment with more things. But just try wreath making or floral arranging. It is a fantastic stress reliever, and it is a great hobby. You know, when you want to pick up something new and try something fun that you've never done before. And we're here to support you in your journey. We're going to bring that greenery from the background to the foreground, and we're going to let that really shine here. We're going to let it shine. Okay, so I cut these out into some more baby pieces, and we're going to tuck these in. But this is looking super. I love it. And I hope you feel like this is something you could try without a whole lot of special anything. You could use a glue gun, guys. You can even just push this all in and not glue it. It would stay. It would be fine. It just wouldn't be permanent. It would wiggle loose, you know, the next year. But if you want to just try it out, you don't need anything except for that foam is the only thing you're going to have to go buy. And you are going to kind of have to glue the foam down because otherwise it wouldn't stay. But you can use your glue gun. All right, I'm going to keep popping this in. I like to add stuff in that bow because that bow needs to be popping. When I start singing, that means I'm excited. Don't knock it till you try it, people. Don't knock it till you try it. And if you're here to troll me, go ahead. Coming on the other side. This is so cute. See, breaking the plane of that bow a little, coming in there, letting it overlap a bit. I love that. Let's go in this way. Oh, popping it in, yes. That one all of a sudden just popped in. Talk about popping in like it. Let me go one more here to the right. And then the only thing left are little white twigs. So let's get those out next. I'm going to pop this one in. Just want to hear it crunch into that foam. I'm just going to hold on to it. There it goes. Perfect. So cute. I love these snowflakes just coming out of the bow. They're so adorable. All right, and the last piece we've got is the twigs. We filled in with the greenery. Now we got our little white twigs left. And let's put these in here. I love twigs. You can do a number of things. You can take and curl them, and I use my finger or a glue stick. You can kind of let them kind of curl out, and that's super cute. Let's put a couple of those in. I'm going to just come down here with the greenery, kind of work wherever there's no white already. And you might just curl the tip. You know, just let it kind of be like, hey, I'm out here at the party. Come on in here. Yeah, let's top. Oh, that looks good. Let's bring some more to the bottom. You got to find the right end. Here it is. Like, what they look, we cleaned them up so good. I couldn't tell which the top or the bottom. I'm going to come down here where this pine is, pop this one in. And hear it crunch or redo it. If you crunch it into that foam with the glue, it'll stay, okay? That's why I'm a big deal about hear the crunch. Hear the crunch. Okay, cute. I'm going to come over here. All right, and then our last one, I'm going to have this one kind of curve out and curl just a little bit, like boop, like it's just starting to curl. See how cute that is with those pops of white? I'm going to let this one come over here. And I'm actually just going to glue that one to that pine so it will be up high. Look how precious. Such a fun project that you can do with your family or just kind of hide in your craft room and make it for yourself. Pop this in your Christmas decorations, slide it in. Your honey bunny will never know that you made it. And when you tell them, hey, look what I got, you could be like, I made it myself, and best of all, I enjoyed the process. Hey Blue-Marinos, we're getting ready to play with our newest kit. I'm going to show you how to pull it together. It starts off with this killer sign, and it's an oversized, beautiful, merry and bright sign that is going to scream from your front door how pretty it is. And I love this for the holiday season. We have already tied a bow to go with this project, so if you need to learn how to tie the bow, just ask for the link to that video here. And no, it's always going to be also provided in the kit link to this whole kit, so you can see the bow video as well. But I'm going to show you how to put this one together. These are great for beginners or projects you want to do quickly. If you're thinking about doing some projects that the grandkids can make for their mom and dad to give as a gift, this is a perfect idea because this is a simple, easy project, but very impactful when you put it together. And it really doesn't require any glue. It's easy peasy, okay? So what I want you to do first is we're going to put our sign over to the side, and our bow is already made over to the side. And we're going to start to make our cluster. So I like to take all the pieces that come in the kit and start to do what I call shaking hands. And that's always the first step of preparing your florals to design with. So whether I'm teaching in design school, in my class, teaching hundreds of ladies and gentlemen how to floral design every week, we still have to start with this part of the process, which means you're basically fluffing out your designs. And one of the things we generally do is we do what we call greening the base first. And that means we kind of set the perimeter, and that means set the background of the design. And we usually do that with greenery. And here in this particular kit is coming with this gorgeous flocked greenery in there. So what I'm going to do is take these and just kind of overlap them, crisscross them. So I have what we call a bow zone in here where the bow is going to go, and these are going to overlap. And once you start to attach these together, you have this really strong kind of swag base. And that is just a great, easy way to start the basics of this design. So let me grab a cable tie, and we'll start to put that together and kind of build up from there. So I'm going to just start by putting one in the middle. And I got a few cable ties here. The only thing that does not come in the kit is like cable ties or wires, anything like that. You have to provide your own, but all the florals and the sign come in it. So I started by attaching this one at the center, and I'm not even going to trim that off yet. I'm going to turn it around because I want you to make this nice and strong. So I'm going to take and just gently attach this here. It's green. I'm going to kind of hide it behind. No one's going to see it. It's camoed. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm doing that on both sides, getting it all attached. These are too fun and just really kind of easy to do. One of my favorite things because they whip out really quickly. And a lot of times projects like this are just great in your Etsy shop too. Just simple little projects you can fill your shop with. I'm going to trim these all off. My wire cutters, and see, I've created this great strong base. Now bring the sign over so we can take a look at it and kind of decide how you want to lay out your project. This is a metal sign, but it's dimensional. Look at this. Look how cool the dimension. So it depends how you want to lay out your design. You could go just straight all across the top like I'm doing here. You could bend these and kind of have it swag down and go over the circular shape like bend it down. I think that's cute too. Another thing that's fun on a front door is just kind of go asymmetrical. Just go off to the side and let that puppy just pop out like that. I love that too. So this is kind of the look that I like. Out to the side, letting the sign be down. It's going to hang from here, and then this will be kind of a little bit cattywampus off to one side. So I love it. Now we've got a couple of picks we need to add to our swag first, now that we've established that. So I'm going to pull that over to the side while we put these in. Now one is a fun candy pattern, which is great, and I think it would be cute if we could kind of get a little of that going each way. So what if I take one of these and just swing it over? So when we put it down the middle, we get 3 candy canes working opposite ways. We didn't even have to cut or anything. I like that a lot. So I'm going to stick with that. Just take and trim the excess part of the stem off right here. And no one's even going to know that with the wire cutter. And we can go ahead and put our cable tie right down the middle again. Isn't that great? And because we're in here working in the bow zone, right in the middle, it's all going to be covered. You're not going to see any of that. So I'll trim that off. You can pull these candy canes out a little. I love that. And then just to kind of soften it a bit, we're going to use one of these eucalyptus sprays with a little bit of berries. It's got a little bit of glitter. And I'm going to use that piece kind of coming over here as an extra element in this section opposite than the candy. The 2 candy canes, so it's a little bit different, not all matchy-matchy, and I'll trim that off too. If you're in design school, you'll know that I'm big on not everything being so matching. Like, we want to make the eye see the little dimension and all the little depth that we're creating, but it doesn't have to be so symmetrical all the time. It can be, but it's fun to let it be a little different. So you can see we've already created our cluster. Boom. Our cluster is made, and that's going to go, it's squeaking up here at the top. And I'm going to let that just go sideways on my berry and bright sign. And I want to kind of bring it up a little so it's not hiding too much of the words, but it's kind of off to the side. So I need to leave room to hang it on this circle, but I want it to kind of sit in the middle of the circle, right? So in order to do that, you're going to use 2 cable ties to attach it to your sign. So I'm going to grab a couple here, and then we'll just put one over here and then one on the other side. And so that keeps it from falling all the way down. We got 2 on here in the middle of the circle. It's amazing how creative you can get with the cable ties and holding it on. You can always use wires or pipe cleaners, but I always find these can get a lot tighter than any of those and just hold up better in the long run. Okay, I'm going to trim those off. And now we got all this mechanics here you can see, but don't worry, we're going to hide that now and put our gorgeous bow right in the center. And look how cute! Now just attach this right to the spray. You don't have to go around the hanger. And you'll just, underneath my hand, I know you can't see it now, I'm just cable tying that in there. I'm trying to, but I love how cute this is. And I hope you want to try something like this for your home as well. These are just so fun, so easy. They make up in minutes. The thing that'll take you a little bit longer is the bow, even longer than the project. But you can see how much that bow makes it so cute and precious. Put those pine cones kind of popping through the bow, coming out. Let those tails come up. And you can tell we haven't even had to hide any of the words. Merry and bright with our beautiful swag right at the top. We nailed it, guys. We nailed it. This particular Santa boot comes just like this. And the first thing I'm going to do to kind of prep it is I put a piece of floral foam in there. So that way I can put a really nice sizable arrangement in this container. It'll be really super stable. So this floral foam, it's just wedged in there. If you want to put it more permanently, then you can use some hot glue to attach it. And a little Gorilla Glue always helps hold it in place really good. So the first thing I'm going to do, just like I was in, if I were teaching in design school, we're going to do what we call greening out our base. And we're going to do that first. So this is one of my favorite Christmas stems here. It is It's a pine that has this gorgeous snow on it and berry. And we're gonna use that to start greening out this base to get the boots started. So let me grab one of those and we will start breaking it up. Now you've kind of got to decide the height you want on your design. And once you kind of get an idea, okay, I want it that high, go ahead and cut. Now there's rules of design. I teach in design school, but I also am always just telling my students, hey, just go ahead and do what you enjoy too. So play with what you're looking for, you know, your finished look to look like, and get started with that. So I'm going to start by just pushing this first piece in the back of the design, and I have a lot of height. I am going to take this little pine cone off, but I'm going to hold on to it because we might bring some of these back. So when you cut that off, see if you can save the little wire so we've got it if we want to bring some of those back in the design. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to break down a couple of stems here where I can get the greenery into different sections. So we're going to cut it into, basically, I'm going to do them into 2 sections. I'm going to leave 2 pieces together and 1 separate, or if you really want to have more control, you could cut them all individually. But we're going to start off like this. And I'm going to use one of these on the right and one on the left of this design. So I'm going to put this one in on the right. This is 2 pieces together, just kind of going in and just kind of letting that come over. And in design school, we call this breaking the plane. We want it to come out over the edge of the container. Now, if you think that's coming out a little bit farther than you want, you can take, and we can trim that. Like that's a little bit more than I want. I can trim this down a little, okay, and keep it a little more compacted. So you can always control the length of your stems when you're cutting and arranging them. So I'm going to have that one come out. Oh, that's pretty. And this one kind of come into here. Look how pretty that is. So you can see how simple so far our pattern is on this, but it's easy. That was just a glue string. So I'm going to get one more, grab another, and I'm going to break it into sections as well here. This time we'll just do them all 3 separate so we've got a good spacing. And in design school, we just call this, we're going to, you know, break up our pick. And I want just kind of mirror placement. What we're doing on the right, we're going to do on the left here. And I'm keeping my my little stems that have the pine cone off to the side. We're going to save those for the kind of a little treat at the end, okay? So I'm going to put my longer piece out here on the left. All right, just kind of coming out. Push that in right there. Good deal. And then I want my shorter piece just going right here up the middle where we have the other. It's easy. So just like that, we've already quickly greened out our base, which I love because we have a nice foundation. It's going to serve as a great backdrop to the rest of the design. So that's how you start off by prepping your base. Now our next step is going to be to grab our berries. And we're going to use our berries as our main pop of color in here. These are done in a really pretty red that goes great with these boots. So the first thing I want to do is kind of have the stem going up the middle. I want it to be shorter than the greenery I've got on there, so we're going to go a little bit shorter. Keeping it pretty short, and let's see if that'll work. And we will put that in here. Save all those wires, guys. Anytime you get like cut off a nice wire stem like this, hold on to it. That can be useful. It will be definitely useful to use for a number of different things. So I've got my glue pot over here to the side where I'm getting a little glue on. I'm just going to tuck this in. And we're practicing a little layering when we bring this in. I've already shook hands with each stem as I put it into our design, so you can see all the movement and motion. Look, isn't that great? That looks so good. Make the camera just a little bit bigger so you can see the top. This is a candy arrangement we did over to the left there in design school, but this is kind of, we're using some of the same principles here to get the basics started on this. Now, I'm going to take this spray and we're going to break it into smaller pieces, okay? So I like to do it into 2 sections, and we'll just cut it right here in the middle. And then I'll come in and trim the long stem off. So you'll have one that's a little bit more longer and skinnier, and one's a little chunkier. And we can take this one and divide it into a couple of sections. So I'm going to trim it there and here. Okay. And then we're going to start to build out how we want our berries. So this piece, it's long and it tapers. You want to use that for your length, how I'm going to come out over the sides on my design. And I want to take and do what we call shake hands. I'm going to manipulate the wires. The supplies we sell on Keleas.com are they're just high quality, good products that have a lot of movement. So I really believe in them if I'm selling them, that I think they're good quality and they'll be easy to design with. When something's easy to design with, your work is going to look more beautiful, more polished, more finished, more expensive. So if you ever want to get to where you sell your work, I want you to think about the supplies you're purchasing so that you can get the most, the most best quality for your customers at the most reasonable price to maximize your profits too. So I'm going to break up this one the exact same way. We're going to have one long one and then we'll take and have two short ones. So while supplies last, we have this available in a kit and you'll get everything you need to make it as seen here. The only thing you won't get is the foam. You just have to add your own floral foam to put in the base. So now we're going to go on the right side. So think about the same motion we gave that one to the left. We want to give this one go into the right. So whenever you use a mirror placement, it's just like the transition of the whole design occurs down the middle. That's the kind of stuff I love to teach in design school. So come join us over there in class. We would love to have you, and especially here at the holidays, because we just get started on having so much fun, and then we just transition right into the spring, and that's flower time, and that's my go time. I love it when we're getting to play with all the fun florals. So let's go ahead, hold these berries off for just a second, and go back to those two longer pieces of pine we had. We had these two that we left the pine cones on. We're gonna use these kind of coming in these sections off the back. Let this pine go forward, and these are gonna go right in there. We're gonna leave those pine cones on. Remember, these are the ones we're in the front. I love these Santa boots. They're so cute and so fun to decorate in. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut this one to the same length. We're gonna do it on the other side. So this design we're doing today is pretty matchy-matchy, and if you're in design school, they will tell you, Keleas always like, don't matchy-matchy it, but sometimes we gotta matchy-matchy. And that just means it's the same on the right as it is on the left. See how pretty that filled in? Now we've got those little bit of pine cones in there. Isn't that looking gorgeous? Let me turn it towards you. So pretty. All right, it's time for berries. So we have some clusters that are a little bit larger. The larger clusters, we're gonna run them right in front of the cluster you just put in with the pine. Just put it right down here. Oop, it got tangled up. I wanna hear it crunch in that foam so I know it's in there secure. And then that's going to come right in there. And we're going to do the same thing on the left. So use the large clusters for those, okay? Because we need that little bit of height. Come on in here, baby. How cute are these? You put these on your mantle. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, I love that it's got this vintage vibe, but then it's just full with these killer berries and the snowy greenery. It's the bomb. Now, here's where you need to decide where you're going to be putting it in your home. If you are going to have it somewhere you want to see both sides, I would take some berries and put them on the back. If it's going to be something you want to use on your mantle or on your fireplace, like down at the bottom or on a table, and you know, hey, this is going in the hall table, it's one-sided, then I would go ahead and put more berries here at the front. So you decide. I held 2 berries off for the final placement. I'm going to put these right in the front, right here. Boom. I love that. And that's going to be a little bit below the greenery. So once again, it's breaking the plate of the container. It's just so exciting to see all these gorgeous florals together. And when you get a good berry like this, it really, really makes it look stunning when you put it all together. Hey, Floritos, are you ready to make a country Christmas wreath? So let's get started. We're going to be using a 14-inch wreath base, some beautiful red peonies. We've got a nice dried look greenery bush, and we've also got some pine that we're going to mix in. So we're going to start with our dried look greenery. So a dried look greenery, it gives you the look that this is a kind of a vintage piece. So all of these will have this kind of neat dried look. They have pine cones, they have artificial berries and all these fun balls. I love that. Now what we're going to need to do is trim this bush up. We're going to use 3 of these bushes. They're not too big, so we're trimming them after we tear off each stem, and you got to get really neat edges. In design school, I'm always, giving you the tips and tricks to break down pieces so you can get the most out of your bush. And we have very little waste too, which I love that. Now, if you're not in design school, we'd love to have you come and join us, especially right now at the holiday season. While we're gearing up, we're rocking and rolling out for Christmas, but we transition right into all the gorgeous spring designs. So your home will be rocking for Christmas for sure. But then we're going to pop right into the next season. So with these stems, you can see I've already kind of pre-curled the little twigs. I love that. And they're going to break into those 3 sections, and they come like little clusters like this. Now my electric glue skill is right here off camera, and I'm going to be using it to get a little glue on these. So the first thing you want to do is kind of set up your design and how you're going to want it to go around. And I'm going to put this kind of right in the middle line and start to work my way around. So I like to take, and if this one has a pine cone and the next one doesn't, we're going to kind of alternate those right here in the midline. Start heading around. Now, if you can see some of the glue, use a little Spanish moss to hide it. Just because I don't like for anybody to see our mechanics or any of our, our cable ties, our glue, all that kind of stuff. These little twigs come on here. I like to curl those. I think they look really super cute curled, and move them to the front. We don't want to hide them. We want the greenery in the back, the berries and the twigs in the front. So you're always manipulating your supplies. Now, whenever you buy supplies from Keleas.com, I'm going to have stuff that I like to work with. And something like this, if it's available in a kit or a supply list, you know that Keleas likes all this stuff. It's easy to work with. So you can't go wrong. I'm not like buying stuff for you to shove in vases like the big box store. We're buying stuff that's easy to create with, because I want it to be, stunning when you put your twist on it. Okay, keep going around. And I just like to rotate the wreath. It makes it easier just to keep rotating the wreath. So we're still going. So I do one with the pine cone, then I do one without, kind of alternating. So kind of take inventory of your pieces when you get ready to use them. There's no, you don't have to be perfect, but I like these in the middle, and I like them coming up. Design school students know, oh my gosh, my Keleas Blue Merinos know depth and dimension means more money, more higher quality item. So even when we're working with pieces that don't have as much dimension, we're going to build it in. We're going to always build it into the design. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm giving those just a little bend, giving these all curls. These berries are on their own wire too. So I look at all this I can do within just each little stem. I love that because then they look cool. They got, they've got that movement. All right. So look, we already have great coverage going all the way around, okay? Look at the movement. You want that. I want these balls. I want when a breeze flows by, they move like real plants. They're not just stuck there, okay? Really important. Now, our next move is we're going to break down our pine bushes, okay? We're going to put these aside. We're going to come back with that in a little bit. But we're going to move on to our pine. Now, our pine is what I call like a bottle brush pine. It's a little bit like, kind of like a brush you clean, baby's bottles with. That's what this is, and it's just such a cool texture. It adds a neat dimension to our piece as well. So we're going to break these into 3 pieces each. So you just take, I like to keep the stem pretty short, so cut the stem off. And I can keep the pine cone, or I can work around it and cut around it either way, or I can take it out. It just depends what you want to do. So I'm going to keep that one, and I'm going to cut this piece here to where it's got a couple of pieces of pine with it. And then this one. So I've got some that have a couple and then some that just have one, all right? So break up all 3 stems like this. And you guys, the whole supply list to this project right here and to any video we do, we have a supply list for you, and that's available on Keleas.com. Whenever you go over to Keleas.com, the links to that video are also in there. And if you get to something on the website that it's requiring a password, that's because it's exclusive for our design school students. So if you see something that won't let you in, just know, hey, that's private for our design school students, but you can check out one of the other videos because we have stuff for everybody. And then when you're ready, come join us in design school, because we are bubbling over with excitement to share with you all the fun tips, tricks, and of course, all the neat things we have going on. Our workshops, our events, our parties, our Christmas parties, always so much fun. All of that, we just try to make that community of creative people getting together and enjoying it. And design school students also get discounts on supplies and first access to anything new we have. So they totally love that. First dibs is a real thing, especially when, you know, there's limited quantity of everything nowadays. We can't have everything. We just try to get as much as we can, but when it's gone, it's gone. So you gotta pull the trigger. Now you see the pine, I'm kind of working it a little bit more towards the inside. And it's so fun to let these little twigs kind of sit out above that. I love that. So there's a lot of thought going in as we start to put the pine in the next layer. I'm saving the single pieces for when we need to fill in holes. But right now I'm going between each little section of the dried look greenery we have. So I'm going between there to create this kind of layer in. Now today we're not really leaving a bow zone at this moment because the bow is optional to this design. So if you know you want the bow, then you can do what we call leave a bow zone. And that means we leave a section that's just specifically for the bow. Or you can wait till you get it built and then decide what to do with that. Being a little bit more really precision and strategic is more important when you become a seller, because if you're selling, you've got to think about your pricing, your structure, how can you mass produce those items with the inventory you have. So there's just all kinds of things to think about. And if you want to become a seller, we're here to help you with that too. Okay, look, all in, looking good. Now I've got a little bit of a hole there, and you can just take back and look at it. I think that's our main hole, so I'm just going to fill that one right now with a couple of pieces. And then don't worry, we'll be coming back and even souping it up a little bit more on the perimeter. But right now I want to just work tight to the center because we are about to put our beautiful peonies in. Now peonies are fun. They're like a really fun tight bloom. These are like more of a closed head, and they're in a pretty Christmas red. And I like that I'm going to be able to mix those right in. I'm going to pull these twigs a little bit more here, move everybody forward, because now that pine is really popping. We can pull these out just a little bit. I love it. I love it. So these will go aside for a moment. We'll come back with those two once we're ready to work around our bow and everything like that. Okay? So taking a look at this so far, and I forgot to tell you at the beginning, once you guys pick a direction, which is clockwise, just stick with it. Just stick with it. And I really think this is going to be where we're going to be putting our bow later. So once I identify that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to back off by putting much more there. I've got the inside done. I might put a little more on the outside, but we're going to identify this is where the bow is going to go. Okay. So that's at basically 4 o'clock on the clock, hands on the clock. So we know that. Now let's grab our bush over here. Here's our peony bush. Bring them out, and then that is the next in our pot of recipes. Now this one has a nice kind of brighter greenery, which is fine with this design. It would actually kind of give it more of a country look, but it doesn't really go with our ribbon. So I'm going to eliminate those leaves and not use those, but I'm going to trim all the big heads off. And I'm going to keep the buds on there and the fillers for something else, but I want the big blooms in this part of my design, okay? So just take your bush and trim that off. And you can always take sections of a mixed bush blue merinos, and you can separate them to what you want. So this I'm going to save for another project. Just put that off to the side. And then I'm going to grab my main blooms. So we've got a lot of big blooms. I've got one bud, and they're almost all the same size. This one's just a little bit bigger. Now I'm going to try to separate these into sections of 2 blooms. So 1, 2, and we'll hold the bud off with the others, so we'll have 3 that are identical. So I have 3, oh, I dropped it. 3 blooms that are sections of 2, okay? Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to kind of make our own little cluster, and I'm going to bend those heads up. We don't need anything special. We're going to just take and trim these to the same length, okay? And once I do that, I can go ahead and put these in. I know I'm going to have a bow here. So what I want to do with these is I want to form a triangle with these so I have great spacing. One of the things you're going to find when you guys join design school is that a lot of design has to do with maths and geometry and shapes and how you can have a really pleasant design when you're able to do that. So I teach using that, and my brain thinks that way. And thank God I have that gift. So I'm able to lay these pieces out. We always want to stagger clusters if possible, like one higher, one lower. And then we trim it. And then I'm going to dip it right over here into my glue pot. I'm going to get a good amount of glue on there. Just hold it in, hold it tight. And now I've got a good amount of glue on my stem. And I generally just try to get the string off and then just come around. And if you're not sure about exactly where you're going to place it, or you're just not very comfortable yet, you can always just stick them in and come back. Okay? You don't have to glue it till you're ready, till you're like more comfortable. Okay, and by the way I say you make a triangle, we're going to come over here. Boom, and that's the end piece. You see? Don't forget, we left a little bow zone there. So this one's going to go right up here. Same way, I'm going to go one higher, one lower, and trim them off. You got it. You're ready for design school. You are. You are totally ready. You've got some basics started, and I know you want to learn more because I'm always ready to teach you more. Matter of fact, this Christmas we've come up with some new construction methods for door, just a killer over the door L swag. Oh my gosh, if you've never made one of those, you got to come join us in class. So awesome. We also used a little bit of different technique on some garlands we've made this Christmas season, and they're already in the portal waiting for you to come join. So I can't wait for you to see. Look how cute. So this is where we have the plan for the bow to go, and that's where all the florals will go. So we're doing great. Our next step, I'm going to push my glue pot out of the way, is I'd like to go ahead and get that bow in so we can kind of see how our spacing works. So I'm going to just slide this dude over, move this pine cone, free up just a little bit of room in here. And that'll be nice because there'll be a little bit behind the bow, but we don't need to waste too much in there. So I'm going to bring our bow in. Now, we did make this bow on another video, and we'll have the link for you in this supply list for this project. We'll have the link for this too. Just read the description. It's got everything you need. Or ask here in the comments if you're struggling to find it. But everything you need is on Keleas.com. You never have to hunt and peck. The links are there so you can go find whatever you need. Now I'm going to grab a couple of little pieces of the grapevine. Cut that off. This dude is in. He's looking so cute. I love this red. It's popping really pretty with our other red on here. I mean, it's gorgeous. And just as planned, the two flowers will be right at the bottom of the bow, and you just bring those tails around it. And if you didn't see the bow video yet, we plan on this one to have long tails for that very reason. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Okay, now we've got a great foundation. This wreath is looking adorable, but we are ready to add more filler as we come in and around. Okay, so what you're going to do is we're going to grab our dried look bushes, and we should have, I think, 5 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have 5 left. And now we're going to use these a little bit in between the pieces we already had, just to bulk it up just a little bit more. So grab them. We're going to do the same process and just kind of go in between. And this one a little bit more to the outside, just to fill it in where we kind of stayed in the middle. Now I want you to reach to the outside. You have 5 pieces, so we can put basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 above the bow, all right? Or 1 beside the bow, whatever you decide. And if you need to, just push these in and then come back to check your spacing, okay? So I'm just going in between. We're going to put the others and a little bit more to the outside this time. So that's the only major change we're making instead of in the midline. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping those design school words on you. That means in the middle, okay? In the middle. All right, let's put 1 more up here. We should have 2 more after this, right here. And once again, if you can see a lot of glue and it's not hidden, your mechanics are not hidden by the other greenery, you need to pop some Spanish moss on it to hide it. That's one of my signature tricks and tips I've been doing forever. This one's a little long, guys. I'm going to trim that because we don't need it shooting out too far. Kind of want consistent spacing. I'm going to put this one right above the bow. Pop that in. And this one I think I'm going to need a little bit of Spanish moss on because up here we don't quite have as much filler. So that's okay. I've got my little Spanish moss bucket right here. And literally just make a little bitty ball This, I believe, is a chartreuse color that we're using from Keleas.com. Okay, rotate it around. And I'm going to use one more piece, kind of at the edge of the bow over here, coming down. Oh my gosh, she is turning out really lush and full. So don't be afraid to come back at the end and just plump it up so you get a really full look, because that's what makes these look beautiful. Now, what I want you to do is save these 3 pieces of pine until you actually hang your wreath up and look at it. And then when you see there's a hole somewhere, like I do see a little hole right here, then you come back and you put a little glue on these and pop these in. But take a look at it hanging, especially if you're making it flat today. A lot of times in design school, I'm going to design on my wreath making stand that we sell on Keleas.com, and those are beneficial because you're building the wreath in a position that your customer or you will see it hanging in your home, or if you're giving it as a gift. So keep that all in mind, all right? Hey there, Bloomerinos. Are you ready to make our newest kit? You guys, this is vintage Christmas, and I love to play with these types of looks. Let me show you what comes in the kit. The first part is you're going to get this swag base, and this is a nice size medium swag base, but look at the jingle jangle. I'm telling you, it's all about the jingle, and it's got the most fantastic cedar in here. The cedar that is in here is iced and a little bit glittered, and then we have iced twigs plus the bells and a little bit of pine cone. When you get this, you're going to want to shape it out like I've done here and kind of spread the stems out left and right so you get a nice, kind of like an upside down Christmas tree. See? That's the look we're going when we're going to do this type of swag. So it's ready to go. And the cool thing is it comes with a hook already built in, so it makes it so easy to build. In the kit, you're also going to get a full roll of ribbon like this. And y'all, if you haven't followed us, liked and subscribed and followed, make sure you do that now so you don't miss another video. Grab a spot on our text list for sure if you haven't done that yet. 832-734-5201. Grab a spot and text us the word VIP so you get a spot on the list. So we've got the ribbon, the swag base, and then we have the little topper pick, which I love these because they're going to bring that look from the bottom back to the top. These go together quickly and they make the cutest pieces for your home. So what we're going to need to do is build the base first. So we've got the bottom part of the swag ready. I'm going to layer this right on top. It's so easy. And I want that to kind of cover the hanger but leave enough room for the bow. Now, the link for the bow to make this is on the supply list for the project in the kit. So you can find this link for this video and the link for the bow. So if you haven't made your bow yet, you're going to want to go there and make that once you grab the kit. This is our gorgeous bow. It's a 2-1 recipe with this beautiful crinkle ziggly wiggly line. It's a zigzag line on here, which is so cute. I love that. And it gives us that vintage vibe. So when we put this bow that we made in the middle, we want to make sure that area in between is just the perfect size. So I'm going to back this down just a little bit, but we want to kind of hide the stem along the base here. All right, so we leave a little bit of room for what we would call the bow zone in design school. That's the area where we're going to put the bow. So we leave a little section for that. Now I've got some brown cable ties that are going to camouflage really nicely. Those aren't going to come in the kit, so you're going to need to grab some from your electrical department of your local store, or you could use any color, but you just kind of have to camouflage them. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it in the background here, and then we'll move some of these other stems on top of it to hide them, okay? So I'm going to put my first piece in right here, and just a couple of these should hold it in place nicely. So here goes number 1 down kind of at the bottom. Pull it nice and tight, and then let's put number 2 at the top. And this one's going to be behind the bow, so no one's going to see this at all. Once you do that, you're going to take and trim both these pokies up. We don't need them. And then I'm going to manipulate the greenery so you don't even see it. It'll be camoed, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. In design school, we just did a really fun corner swag that we made, and we use some of these same techniques you're seeing here. We just build upon the fundamentals, and fundamentals of construction are really important when you're designing, and I'm big about doing them. And then once you learn those fundamentals, you learn lines, you learn shape, you learn depth and dimension, and principles of design that help build up your design techniques technique and your quality of your work, and before you know it, you're putting out stunning pieces that sell, and I am so proud of you. Okay, now let's get the bow in. That's coming in next. So I'm just going to lay it right in that bow zone. We're going to go right over the same area we just were in, so that's going to hide all our mechanics. Y'all, this is so gorgeous, so quick, so easy. These kind of swags work great in your home, on either side of the fireplace, if you have sconces. On both, you can make a couple for the sides of a mirror. And they are just so fun to add in. If you have a mailbox at the front door, it looks super cute hanging off your mailbox. All kind of stuff. With a little bit of bending, I can also turn this into a lantern swag just by putting a wire right on the back. That's how fun these are to work with. Now, the next trick we want to do is we want to use these gorgeous ribbons in the foreground and in the background. So what you're going to do is take the front ribbons, and I'm just going to move those up out of my way. And now we're going to take the back ribbons and we're going to pull those to the back. That's always part of my styling. See what depth we just created? And that wasn't very difficult, but we brought that ribbon to the back, and it creates depth because now the greenery is on top of it. So we roll these two pieces to the back, and they're gorgeous, and they let the greenery be on top. Now the foreground pieces, I'm going to curl those. I like to get these fairly tight and curl them up with my fingers, just kind of like you're doing your hair. Oh my gosh, let that kind of cascade down. Do that on both sides. And then we'll fluff that bow, and we've really done this. This is so super fast, super cute, but never underestimate pieces like this in your craft booth, in your home, and when you're decorating, because they are simple but beautiful. And look how pretty. And this is sitting next to just two classic Christmas ornaments, and you can see this look never goes out of style. So try this simple vintage Christmas swag. I can't wait to see you try a few of these and implement these into your home and into your repertoire. And this kit is great for beginners or more advanced students who just want to make something super quick. But this one's just a sweet little mason jar, which is always kind of a classic look to go with this natural botanical look we've been doing with the berries and the eucalyptus. So in this kit, you're going to get the mason jar, you're going to get the gorgeous eucalyptus, and a couple of the small berry sprays right here, which are just adorable. And then this pine, this beautiful wispy pine. And that's going to be the whole combination we're going to use together. So if you're just getting in here, come on in, welcome. And we're going to start putting this puppy together. I've got to grab our floral foam, because that is not going to come in the kit. You're going to need to put your own foam in your jar. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. You guys, I can't see comments everywhere, but if I see your name pop up, I'll tell you hello, welcome. If you're watching on the replay, let us know you're watching on the replay, definitely. I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to put this right beside it here. And let me grab our little piece of floral foam. You don't need a whole lot, but you do need to pop it in there to hold everything in place. So while everybody's coming on, I'm just going to tell you hello. Thank you for joining us. And let me grab our little bit of foam and we'll pop it in there. I got the glue pod heating up over here. I don't know if y'all can see that on the video, but it's heating up and lots of goodness going on. Hi, Melissa and Cindy. And I moved all my floral foam earlier because it was in my way. Oh, I found it. I found it. All right, so we're going to take a little block like this. This is a little piece I cut off from some other projects, and we're going to put it in. Hey, Penny. Hi, Diane. And I don't need it to be all the way to the top. I like it to be a little bit lower. So I'm going to kind of get an idea, and then I'll just cut it right here. And I still haven't brought my knife from the house. I'm slow here. We're going to cut it old school with the scissors. We're going to rough it. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Tina. Hey, Lorely. Thanks. And if you guys are watching in the group, thanks for being here, or over on YouTube or TikTok. I'm so glad you're here. We are going to have some fun. So we're going to pop that in first. This is going to hold all of our goodness together. You might want to put a little Gorilla Glue in there too, if you're going to make it as a gift or send it off to anybody, because that'll keep it really, really good and stable inside there, okay? Now let's go ahead and start off by kind of creating our perimeter. And I want to use the really super cute pine outside on the edges of the design. So I'm going to take this here and just open it all up, and we're going to cut these down super short. Hi, Marianne. Hey, Curtin. So let me get my little wire cutters. Now, it's up to you how tall you want to make it, and depending exactly, you know, how big you want to make it. I'm going to make it fairly substantial. It's going to have a small mason jar base that we're going to pop off that a whole lot. A whole lot. Hey, Dora. You guys, right now I can read comments on TikTok and over on Facebook. So if you're someone else commenting, I'm not leaving you out. I just can't read them all with the technology I got going today. Maybe one day we're going to get fancier. So let's break down both of these sprays so I can kind of spread them apart a little bit in this design. I'm just cutting them all with just about a 1-inch stem. Hey, Gail. Hi, Richard and Shelly. I'm glad you're here hanging out with us today. It's a gorgeous day in Houston. It heated up a little, but it's still nice, and I like having that sunshine, of course. All right, let's go opposite with these when we put them on. And I'm gonna have these kind of come out and over. They're gonna be like my beautiful, like da, 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 da. This is my favorite kind to get the action going. You're loving it so far? Great, great. I'm glad you are. I'm gonna move you guys back just a little bit so you guys can see it pretty good. So it's going to coordinate with the pieces we did in design school. It's just going to be a little bit smaller centerpiece. This type of piece is great for your craft booth if you sell or you do craft shows, because it's not too big. It's the type of thing that people can put anywhere and in their home and make a great gift. Okay, so you can see I've just gone just kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, easy, easy. Right, Debbie? A nice day for the Astros win. Hey, I was going to not try to get into the Astros, but, you know, go Stros. Oh, Bridget, you're going to do mason jar centerpieces for a rehearsal dinner. Perfect. Kendra, did I paint the jar? No, Kendra, this comes this way in our kit. You guys, this is going to be a kit. So when you're watching or you're watching on the replay, if you want the link to the kit, just put the word kit in the comments. Kit, and then we'll get back to you and give you the link to the kit. Now I'm coming in with my beautiful eucalyptus. This is one of my favorite pieces this season. It's frosted and it's two-tone. See the light green and the dark green? Ooh, juicy. I'm going to take and we're going to start with 3 pieces of this right in the center. I'm going to break this down, you guys. Really easy for you. So 1, 2, and the third one will be over here, okay? I'm going to separate it and it's going to come on this side. Now, these are going to sit up high and pretty right in the middle. I mean, this is like a no-brainer. So easy. Yeah, wherever you're watching, guys, put kit in the comments. We'll come back and reply to you. Now, if you're over on TikTok, you know, the replay is not available, but come join us on YouTube or Facebook, and we'll get back to you with the link to the kit. Or you can come back and check the link in the bio. All right, now let's take a couple of these and cut them down shorter. I'm going to cut these like in half, so these are like little baby picks, like this, little baby ones. Break them down. Because these we're going to use around the perimeter. These are so fast to make. You can make several really quickly. Now these are going to go in between our little bit of our pretty pine that we put in. Okay, and we're going to let these kind of pop out right between. And I'm going to just kind of circle it around. If you have like a Lazy Susan, you could pop this on your Lazy Susan and give this puppy a little spin all the way around. Okay, and let's put one more here. And then one here. Okay, that's pretty easy, isn't it? Look how cute it looks already. And you got a great shape working all the way around. Great shape, rock and roll. It's not too heavy. It's just perfect as far as our spacing. Now it's time to grab those adorable berry bushes. So these are what's going to make the party get started. You got twigs, you've got berries. This is the good stuff. I like to take the twigs and twist them and curl them. You don't have to do them. You can let them be wild and free if you want. But I like to do, you know, add a little pop of that in there. Okay, I'm going to take and cut this where we've got 2 picks out of each one, okay? So separate it out, and this one will go right here. And this one don't cut yet, because we're going to measure that one, okay, when we put it in, so we get the right height. I want these pieces to kind of flow out of the center, and I want the twigs to be opposite. Since this is all the pieces that are coming in the kit, that way I can kind of get a measurement from here how long I want it to be. So I just kind of take it up to the edge make my cut. And it kind of depends where you put that foam in the container. You might have to cut it a little longer depending how big you leave that piece of foam. But you do want the foam to go out below the lip, so that way you don't have to use any moss or anything to hide mechanics. Look how cute already. So easy. Okay, adorable. Let's go on the other side. Now go opposite on this side. Write down your next pick the same way. The reason I'm doing that is I'm utilizing these killer twigs up for the height of the design. And we want to make sure we do that, maximize it. Coming in here, cutting that. We'll wait to cut it. We'll measure it out, okay? Just like this. And I'm going to bring it over and see about where I need it. Okay, great. And then remember, I'm going to curl these twigs down just a little. We want them to be wild and free still, but I'll bring them down just a hair. Okay, let's do that. Isn't that fun? Yeah, go Astros is right. Y'all, I'm from Houston, and we're excited about the Astros, of course. And, of course, we want them to do their best. And we're so happy this time we're hopefully not having any major natural disasters while they're doing really good. We want to keep it that way. Okay, so they're opposite each other, so we got great placement. It's looking adorable already. And we're going to continue. We're going to add a few more pieces. Now, these berries, we're going to use them low to the base on the opposite side, okay, in each little area. When we separated this into 4 pieces with that pine, we created these little sections that's so easy to go between. You guys, these are like foolproof methods to make these designs rock and roll. So don't be afraid to try them. A kit's a great way to get started on a really simple, fun project. And this one also comes with some ribbon. So as soon as we get done with the design, we're going to pop in a little touch of ribbon. You get the whole roll of ribbon, so you definitely could use it to pop in a wreath to coordinate or make a little lantern swag. Maybe we'll do that too for you guys. But this one right here, is going right just opposite the other two. We're letting the twigs fly out the top. Super duper cute. You can give the eucalyptus a little bend if you want it to pop down a little more. Now, I've got 2 more pieces of this pine we're going to put in now. And I just like to use this, instead of all the other pine kind of broke the plane of the container, let's use this one to kind of go up and like spike it up the middle a little bit. Hey, Marina. Don't you want Dusty to win? Yes, of course we do. Just love it all. Love it all. So exciting. Okay, I'm going to push this one. You need to hear it crunch into the foam. If it's not crunching, then you know something's not going right. Let's go to the other side. So everything we do is we do one on the other side, one on the other. The exception was those 3 pieces that we put in the middle. Those didn't really go opposite, okay? Pop this one in. Put that one up the middle. This looks so cute. Now, we're going to grab our roll of ribbon that also comes in the kit, and we're going to just pop a sweet little bow right around the base, okay? And we'll just take, first of all, I like to just take and cut we can leave it on there, we don't have to cut it. Just kind of come around the base of the container, and we can take and just glue a little piece on there, just like this, at the top, making it real neat and clean. And I love that little touch. So let's do that. I'm just going to cut it with overlaps just a little bit, and we'll go around and pop that right here around the top. I've got a little bit of a glue string here going. Okay. You could have done this first too, but I'm just doing it at the end. And you don't have to put the bow. You could use the ribbon on something totally different. Okay, I'm going to put a little glue on there, and then I'm going to overlap these. Awesome. So glue, overlap. Now I need a little glue on that piece of ribbon to hide this right here, okay? I don't use a glue gun, guys, so if you see me bring the glue to it, that's why. Boom, boom, boom. Bring it over. Perfect. Okay, and now I want it to be kind of neatly connected there. Don't you knock my wreath down. Now I'm going to add a little bow, but the bow, I think I'll just poke the bow up inside the design. So let me grab a couple of cable ties, and we'll make our little bow here. Let me grab those cable ties first. We're going to just tie our bow on one of those little pieces of stem we have left, okay? Right here, and we'll put that in. Yes, if you got here, yes, there's foam in there, Debbie. There's foam in the jar. Yes, ma'am. If you just got here, guys, and you're going to want the link to grab this kit, let us know in the comments. We'll come back and put it in. I'm just making a simple hand over hand bow right here that we're going to pop in the design. Really simple. You don't need a bunch of ribbon or bow on here because this is just a beautiful touch to the design. So here goes my cable tie going through the middle. And then I am going to add a wire to the back of it right there. Okay, bow looking good. Wire going in the back. And we're going to make just a big old floral pin. I see a bigger one than normal. So I just bend one of those wires. And that literally came off one of those floral pieces. Okay, dokie. And then just kind of, let's cut our tails. I don't really know how long I've left them, so I'm going to leave them a little long. Now, because you're kind of pushing this into the design, you don't necessarily have to worry about covering the center like we normally do because you're probably not going to see it. So let me decide where I want the bow. Let's see. Let's have it kind of right here off to the side, and then I'm going to take and put a little glue on that, and we'll push it into the foam. Okay? Got my glue on my homemade floral pin. I'm going to pop it in, and hopefully don't burn yourself. You want to hear it crunch in there, hopefully. There it goes. Yes, hear the crunch. And then just bring that out. And then I would probably leave these kind of long so we can literally let them curl up and then pull them out a little. Because I always love little curly danglies hanging as part of my little swirl. Get your twigs going where you want them. And we did it. It's a super duper cute little arrangement. I think it's really fun. It's a little simple one to do. And this would be just a great teacher's gift. A little pretty cute thing to grab to give to somebody. Yeah, you can always put bows in arrangement. You sure can. Oh, you guys, and Nicole got the kit up. Thanks, Nicole. I didn't think you would have time to do it. She's awesome. She hustled. So you guys, if you're watching over on TikTok or YouTube, if you'll just go to our latest supply list, you will also see the kit there, or just search kit on Keleas.com, and it will help you get the link for it. If you can't find it, you're totally lost, you can email us at info@Keleas.com, and we'll help you out and get you what you need. But isn't this fun to make? Hi guys, it's Keleas here with Keleas.com, and today we're going to make a really fast and easy snowman door hanger. We're starting off with this incredible base that we got on our website at Keleas, and I'm going to flip him over. He's got a nice wire support in there, but I'm going to take this and just give it a little bend up, so that way, oops, don't let it fly off. That way when I get ready to hang it, I've got a good starting point right there on hanger, and it's not too flat, and then I'm not trying to adjust that when I've got all my pretties on the front. Okay, so he comes with a little cute cedar up here and some pine cones, and that's adorable. It's all got this ice and glitter, and I think the first thing we're doing is we're gonna put some arms on him. So we have these gorgeous cute snowball stems. I thought, wouldn't that be fun to have a couple of those as his arms, like big snowballs got up on him. I'm gonna take a couple of these glue strings off, and what I did is I'm looking for the two pieces that can match. This side has 3. If I bring this over there, this will have 3, and I could use these 2 for arms. So what I'm gonna do is just cut those off the stem. Isn't this so cute? It's gonna be super easy and simple. All right, this one's got 2 big snowballs. I think I'll take one off so that they're pretty similar. That one has 3, but it doesn't have to be exact. And I can put those over to the side. Maybe we'll use some of those somewhere else. But I want to use these as arms. So I'm going to make them about the same size. One might be a little bit shorter. One might be a little bit longer. And then I'll be hot gluing these in. Right now I'm just going to stick them in to show you. But we'll be able to glue them in when the time comes. And that ball's a little bit not too bally. I'll just cut it off. No problem. We got you. All right, let's put these in. I think the arms will look pretty cute from the neck, or a little lower. I think the neck is going to be maybe right there. I like that. So I'm just going to take and push them into the vine. Let me trim it a little bit shorter. you little trail. Oh, it's pretty tight, but we can get it right there. There we go. So there's an arm. Isn't that cute? That's super cute. I love it. And let's put the other arm in. Maybe we want to put it a little higher. If we put it there, how does that look? No, it needs to be a little lower. I like it lower. You'll have to play with yours and decide where you want your arms to be. And I want them to come up a little too. And the cool thing is, since this is all icy and snowy, you don't really have to worry about anything showing. Get my snowballs up and popping. All right, his arms are on. Now, you can do a lot of different things. I'm gonna, you can go to town decorating where you want. It looks really cute, like a little icy bird's nest down here at the bottom. But we're gonna make a bow first and decide where we want to put the bow. So I'm just gonna make a really simple, basic bow. I'll make the tail. If I'm gonna put the bow at his neck, I want the tail to come about down the whole length of the snowman. So I'll just hold that between my fingers and I'm going to give it a twist, okay? We don't have this available in a kit, but we'll have a supply list for you where you can grab the things you want. If you just want the snowman, you can get it. Okay, so I'm going to decide my loop length by placing it in the middle of the snowman. Oh, I think I want it a little bit smaller. Something like that. So that'll be my loop length. You'll have to play with it and see what you want. I just twist that in my hands and I'm making a loop on each side. Just like that. And I scrunch that down. This is just like we do in our bow videos, but I'm just not using the bow maker. I'm just holding it in my hand. Okay, there's a simple bow. If you wanted a little bit more body, we could do a few more, we could totally do a few more loops, so I've twisted it. Let's say you want 2 loops on each side. I make it about the same. The only thing I do different here is I scrunch and then I twist, so I keep my scrunch nice and neat, my twist nice and neat. All right. And I know I want that tail to go down also. So here is when we have 2 loops on each side. Okay, oh, that one's a little big. Let's make it a little smaller. So there's a couple of loops on each side. So you have the different options. If you want 2 loops, then I just cut it with the tails the same length. I think I'm going to go super basic, and we're going to go just keeping the bow simple with 1 loop. So we'll measure it out, twist, measure it out, scrunch it, and I like that one. All right, I use cable ties, so I'm going to use a cable tie to tie this guy off in the center. You could also just tie a regular bow, but I want my tails going forward and really fluffing out. Pull that down, and let's cut these at the same length. I'm just going to dovetail them in. All right. Now I need to put a cable tie on the back to attach it to my wreath, or this time my little snowman. So I'll just slide that underneath and trim the little pointy part off, and we're good to go. So that's going to be going right in the middle. I'm just thinking we might glue a snowball in the center. If we're going to do that, we don't need to cover up the green. Depending what you're doing, I am going to go ahead and cover it up just in case we go a different direction. But you can see how fun this project could be. You could just go to town. I was thinking you could put your grandkids' pictures, clip them to the inside of the snowman in the middle. Wouldn't that be cute? Like your little snow family. You could just print those out on cardstock on your computer, so you wouldn't have to worry about, anything if it's not the original picture. I just put that down the middle and covered it up. So we got a really cute, simple bow for the center. Now here's what I was talking about. That's at his neck. If you wanted to do the bow more down low, you could. How cute would it be off to the side? You have so many options. You want to put one on his hat, you can. We're going to be going right here at the neck in just a minute, but I want to keep creating a little more fun and whimsy around and just beef him up a little. So you see this gorgeous gilded greenery to the side? Yeah, we're going to use that because why not? Snow and glitter goes so good together. And this spray is real easy to just take a couple pieces off. So I'm just going to cut one down here. And look, I'm cutting it out the wire, so I'm not going to waste any of it. And I get a nice little wire stem. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it being a floppy stem. It's nice and strong. So, oh my, sorry guys. If you knock over your light, it's coming at you. Now, the option is to beef up the arms if you wanted to make them a little more whimsical with the green behind. Or I was thinking it would be cute to have this like up and down from my bow. I haven't put anything on, I'm just setting it there. A little bit down, how about a little bit up? Let me trim the next one. Just trimming it right there. I think that would be cute, just to have these going sideways like that behind the bow. There we go. That's the wispiness I'm talking about. Not too crazy, just a little simple. I have a little bit of the snowballs left, but I feel like I like those just on his arms. I think that makes them really cute. Okay, let's grab a little bit more greenery to spoof up the top. Got a nice big piece here, and if you want to make it a little shorter, I can come in and trim it. Just kind of cut it halfway, and I cut it on the wire so I didn't lose any stems. Got it. And I could put maybe these out to the side. Here and here, and realize I'm going to be coming and gluing these in with glue in just a minute. Oh, how cute! And she's coming to life now. Look at her. She's coming to life. All right, let's get one more big piece. Maybe have that kind of come off the top. And I'll just tuck that behind the cedar. Man, literally with just a few steps, we have souped her up. Taking her up a few notches. Okay, and that goes, oh my gosh. She's looking so cute. All right, I even have a gold pine cone if I wanted to use it. I'm going to pull it down a little so I get some of that wire. I need a little bit more wire on her. If I can get it. We'll try. I'm just going to take and twist it. Oh yeah, wire's coming out. See? Got a little wire. We can throw the gold pine cone right in the center of everybody else up here. I'm just going to stick that wire right into the grapevine. Twist her in. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get this center part tied in. And I can do that with my bow. So I'm going to come in with my cable tie and just go all the way into the grapevine. Through the back, hopefully. There it goes. It's coming out. You can use an awl to poke a hole if you need it. An awl. AWL. I think that's how you spell it. If it's not cooperating. Mine came back through, but it came way over here. That won't help me. I need it way over here. There it comes. That's better than nothing. All right, so I just went through each side. I'm going to overlap these. And now I will grab my cable tie and cinch that tight. And like we tack a little glue in there just to make sure they're not going to pull out. Especially if you're going to give it a gift or sell it. You don't want it going anywhere. Okay, I'm going to fluff up my bow. Get my little curls going. She's cute. And you know what? This snow girl can be for winter. She doesn't have to be necessarily for Christmas. I love her little arms. Okay. And I think I'm not done yet. I think she's naked at the bottom. She's just naked down here. I've got one more piece left and one more pine cone. Let's see what we can do. Let's cut this piece off. I love these simple Saturday projects, guys. They're just easy peasy. How about something like this to the side? And maybe we'll put like a little curl of ribbon down here. Ooh. I'm just having fun. I hope you have fun too when you create and you just get after it. So I'm just going to make a little loopy-loop of ribbon. So I've just made a little loop with two tails. Nothing too crazy. I'll show you it again slowly. So I took a tail. I want the tail just to kind of come down a little. Twist one loop, scrunch it. Okay, that's all it is. Little loop. And I'm going to be attaching it right here. Just as a little counter action going on. Not a full bow. All right, we need a cable tie again. And I'll run that cable tie. I got to hold my bow at the same time. But I'm going to run the cable tie just right here to the side. My little bow here. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Get it tight. Turn that off. I'm going to trim a little of this wire off too where I can't really see it and we can hide it behind the ribbon. I'm going to put, I think I'll put another little gold pine cone down here. Now, I still need a little more pine because I want a little bit shooting down. So I'm going to steal a little from that top piece. We haven't glued it in yet. I'm going to make it a little shorter. And I just cut it on the wire. And that way I don't have to use a whole nother piece. I can glue this up higher anyway. Okay, there we go. That's cute. This is lovely. This is adorable. And I'll push this one into the grapevine, glue it in. Oh, I'm getting excited. Okay, I was debating on the snowballs, but why not? Let's play with a couple. I'm gonna cut these off the stem. This is so fun. So stinking fun to play with this. And the only thing I haven't done on here, I've wired some stuff on, but I need to glue the arms and things in as well. So I'm gonna put a little snowball there. Just a little baby snowball at the bottom. You gotta talk like a baby when you put the baby snowball. One big snowball up here on his head. Ah! That's so cute. I'll put the big one up there too. Like, somebody's been snowballing this guy big time. And then I've got a third one left that would look really precious down here on the top. Okay. My goodness, it's super cute. Now, let's take, I've still got one of the glittered pine cones, and let's not forget about it. Let's use it. I'm gonna just twist that and it'll come right off. Alright. And this one I'm gonna glue. I'm gonna glue it right here where you can see where our mechanics are, and we'll glue it right on, and that will cover up all of that, okay? Now, the only little touch I think I still want to add is I'd like a little birch ribbon at the top, just to kind of carry that throughout. So I'm going to take this piece and just cut a piece like this, and I'll just cinch it up. Let me grab a cable tie. I'm going to grab it with a cable tie. And then let me turn this girlfriend around. Yay! And I'm just going to have this ribbon kind of come out of the top up here. So I'm going to go in the hat really close to those pine cones. Go in, baby. And then it's going to come back up the other side. So I'm just like I'm sewing, going inside, coming up the other. Trying to get it up. There it comes, see it? All right, and I'm going to get this tight, really tight, so it won't pull out. I just trimmed off the tail. And then all I'm gonna do here is some tight little curls that kind of just come out and around and flow like my others do. And you don't need these really long, just a little bit. Okay, what do you think? Oh my gosh, y'all. It's so good to knock the sign over. What do you think? I think you can do it, y'all. Y'all, we're going to have so much fun. We're kind of transitioning into winter. So what we're going to be using is this swag right here. And this, it's kind of a woodland, wintry base. I like it because it's got all this texture. You guys, if you've never seen us here together on a Saturday, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, because every Saturday we're going to send you out a text to live to tell you what we're doing live together. Y'all, I'm watching the comments everywhere. Let me pull up the Facebook comments too, because I know you guys are just coming on. If you go to text Keleas, KELEA.com, what we're going to do is send you a text when we're live, so you don't have to worry about finding the video. Let's see who's here. Okay, it's just coming live on. Okay, so come in and say hello. We're also live on YouTube. Hello, YouTube fans, Bloomerinos. We got people everywhere watching today. It's a lot of fun to be together. So we're going to start with this as our base. Now, let me tell you where I'm pulling all my colors and inspiration from for this winter project. And this is this swag. You guys, if you want to see behind the scenes and you're watching here, on my TikTok page, I'm also live and it's a different angle. You're going to be seeing more of what my body's doing, not less of the project. But if you want to pop over there, if you have 2 devices, you can be watching us on TikTok for behind the scenes. And then right now I am live, of course, here on Facebook or YouTube. All right, let's see. Some folks are coming on. Hello, Dee. Hey, Joan. Hi, Diane. Hey, Kristen. Yay, you guys, I'm multitasking. This is fun. This is so much fun. All right, so here's our bow. Now, every Wednesday, I'm teaching you how to make bows. And this here is winter because it just has a little touch of red. We really stick with the green. So we're going to pull out this beautiful green in here. And then we use this snowy window pane ribbon. So it's kind of a winter-themed bow with that woodland feel with the pine cones and the cardinals. This we did on Wednesday. So you can go back and watch that right here on Facebook. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Janet. Hey, Christine from England. Hey, Sally. You love the branches too? All right. So that's our bow. So if you watched on Wednesday, you know how to make that. So I'm not going to cover this on the video today, but you can go back and watch that. We've got that step by step for you. Now I want to show you these other 2 elements we're going to use. Hey, Bobby. Good to see you. Hi, Sally. Hey, oh, good to see you too, Christy. So one of my favorite things to use in winter is these cool pine cone branches. If you've ever seen us do our church wreaths, we always use these in there. But we're going to use this today to pop in with the swag. And I can't wait for you to see how easy it is. And the other supply we're going to use is these twigs. Okay, let's see who's here. Hello, I see you guys popping in TikTok too. Cool, cool, this is fun. I'm sorry, I'll get better at all this, but I'm new to having all these viewers to talk to. But I like to talk to you guys. Okay, so this is a twig, and it's wintry. So I've got, so think about snow, pine, beautiful snowy pine cones. We're going to combine all of those to put in here. Awesome, Faith, you got your order? I love it. I love it. Okay, so one of the things I want you to learn from this is how you can use kind of like the less is more theory. I know I'm always like saying I'm going to make something simple, and it's not simple. Keleas always adds more. But the first thing I'm going to do with my swag base is you're going to see me take, and I'm just going to lay this kind of flat. I'm separating out the center because I'm going to try to make this with the least amount of effort as I can. Okay? And these are great for multiples for your Etsy shop. So if you haven't tried doing multiples on Etsy, if you're a member of our Maker University business class, and you may know all about it, if you're not, multiples are a great way to get volume on Etsy. So it's nice to create designs that are easy to replicate. So that's what I'm going to show you too right here. Hey, Sue. Good. You guys are awesome. Okay. I'm going to come in and spread this piece apart and literally just take it and flip it into 2 sections. Rotate this the other way. So one going up and one going down. Now, those of you who are design school students, I see several of you on here watching. Tell me what you think I'm creating right now when I'm having things change direction. I'm looking for 2 words to give me the right answer. And I'll tell everybody in a minute, but I'm going to give you guys a chance to answer. So these are my twigs. I'm going to try to lay them right down the center. Really not going to secure anything yet, but you can see that's running right down the middle. Now here on my base, I've got this little loop that's included on the swag, and that's going to be my hanger. So separate that out. Look at that. Faith says, Faith over on Facebook, she said, oh yes, I know all about multiples. I can hardly keep up this year because of them. I'm so thankful. Fantastic. Kathy Bryant, nailing it. Nailing the answer. Kathy Bryant said, transition point. So we're creating a transition point. So in design school, where I teach you how to create florals and learn all of the beautiful steps involved in learning how to design, not just following a recipe, but learning how to do it on your own, we got to create a transition point. And so that's what we've done right here with our twigs. We have some pieces going up and some pieces going down. So now that we've done that on one piece, guys, we've got to do it on the base. Good job, Diane. Transition piece, point. Yes, yes. So I'm going to do it with the greenery now. You're going to see me shift this greenery up. From here on, we chose a point. And then from here on, we're going to go down. We got it? We got it. Perfect. I'm going to shift that up just a little bit higher. Okay? Easy peasy. Wanda, you're so glad we're doing a winter one? Me too. Tammy's got it. Rhonda's got transition point. Good job. Vicky got it. You guys are awesome. Blue Merinos know what's up. I'm checking over on TikTok. So if anybody's following over there, say hello. I will have, you're seeing a behind the scenes view right now. Okay. So we've easy done that, right? We're making these easy, quick. We want to fill our Etsy shops and be able to reproduce items quickly. So, and then this is also lower expense because it's going to have less material. So we're going to do the same thing with this piece. It's got 3 pine cones. In general, I like 2 pieces going down and 1 going up. So I'm just going to gently take and rotate these. You're going to see me just push this up. Work from my transition point. Okay, is everybody following? Any questions? You're going to be blown away how cute this is when we're done. I'm going to rotate these, and I'm going to place that in there. So I got 2 pine cones going down, 1 goes up. This is the top of the piece, that's the bottom. Now, we're making this for a swag to hang on a door. We're going to add a bow. Who knows what else this would be super easy to create this into. Now, someone said it earlier. I'm not going to give it away. Let's see. I'm going to give her some credit, though. Let's see. I'm going to find her comment. I'm trying to find it. Dang it. I can't find her comment. But someone's already said it. But what else could this easily turn into? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Some of you are going to have get-togethers. Tell me what you think we could easily switch this into. While you're doing that, I'm going to take and start separating these and crisscrossing them. Okay? So I'm going to bring my twig a little bit forward. And I'm going to crisscross these over. So these are going to function just as another way to hold all these pieces in, okay? But I'm just making sure I don't cover it all up. Bring these twigs up. I'm going to keep crisscrossing at the top. Good, Kimmy. Centerpiece. Angela says centerpiece. Perfect. Kimberly said table arrangement. Rhonda said centerpiece. You guys got it. Awesome. Teresa, you're making meatballs. Yummy. I'm going to pull this up, okay? Now, this piece right here is sticking out a little too much. So I am going to cut it there. Let me grab my wire cutters and we'll take it out. Make a pretty centerpiece. Good job, guys. So, what change would I need to make? You guys tell me. What change would I need to make as far as my transition point we talked about? Tell me, tell me, tell me. I'm going to keep crisscrossing right now. So, I just move a couple pieces out of the way and we're going to crisscross. All right, let's see who else is here. Oh, fantastic. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. We could do a garland. We could do sections of a garland. We certainly could. And I'm crisscrossing to hold everybody together. Okay? So we took a simple base. We really stepped it up. Now I'm going to move this one twig to the center. Y'all are going to be blown away how quick and easy this is. This is so fun. This one here. Now I'm going to take... And I am going to cable tie 1 piece just to be extra secure. I have a long history of craft shows, and when people pick things up wild, stuff can fly around. So we want to secure that. Baking cookies, I love it. Thank you, Vicki. Winter would be nice, Linda. Yes. So I've got a cable tie right here. So I'm going to take and just kind of camouflage that a little with some pine. So I usually would just steal a little piece of pine from somewhere. That wouldn't really matter. Let me come underneath here. Let's steal this piece right here. And I'm just going to pop a little glue and cover that up on that cable tie. Hey, Mary. Thanks, Donna, for sharing. Thank you for sharing. All right, I'm going to come in here and just cover this up. So don't forget, guys, follow us over on TikTok also to see behind the scenes videos when I am live. Those videos don't stay up on TikTok, so you have to be watching when they're happening. Yo, Nori's got something. Nori. No. Nori has been grabbing the floral foam. Okay, look how gorgeous this is. And you guys were right. All we would have to do is change that transition point more to the center. But we're ready. We're ready to put our bow in, and we're already done. we're just almost done with this. This is what I love about Simple Saturdays, because can you imagine if you could whip out wreaths for your craft shows, for your, oh my gosh, for your Etsy shops in this quick? Let's go ahead and put our bow on. Thanks, Regina. Aw, Jean, glad you're here. That's okay. You know, today's video is rocking and rolling quick. Rocking and rolling quick. So I'm going to tie on my bow right here at the kind of the top of the transition point. I'm just bringing my cable tied through the back here. Of course, it's being a little ornery, being a little booger. You know, it's got to be that way. Aw. Oh, let's say, you shared the live. Thank you for sharing the live over on TikTok too. Thank you so much. Somebody creative stuff and things is watching. Thank you. Yay. All right. So guys, if you want to know, if you're watching on TikTok and you want to be able to see the project I'm doing better, that is going up on YouTube right now, and it's on our Facebook page. And everything is Keleas. This is gorgeous with the ribbon. Now, what I like to do with the ribbon is kind of situate it a little. I generally like to take the back ribbon and bring it, kind of wiggle it around like that through the pine. Let's do this on this other side. Yes, I love that. Just pop it in. I don't get too fancy. I just pop those in. Those are cut at opposite angles. Aw, thanks, Leanne. Thanks, Margaret. You love the Saturday videos, Kathy? Yay! I'm glad you do. I feel like the Saturday videos are a great starting point and they're always great for shop fillers, and they're easy peasy. You guys, we've been live 13 minutes. I'm going to show really quick this on TikTok so they can see it too. Thank you, Kashan. Thank you. Whoa. Holy smokes. We made that in 13 minutes. Now the bow was already made, so we did cheat a little bit. Cheat just a little bit on the bow. But I made those on Wednesday with you guys on our Bow Wednesday videos. So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Can you guys do it? Can you do it? Are you ready to implement some of this into your Etsy shops? Yo, multiples are the way to go. And you have to start off on Etsy, you know, really just getting a lot of pieces out there and seeing what's going to work for you. And then when something does, develop into a multiple design that's really quick and easy so you can make some consistent revenue. And if you ever want to learn more about selling on Etsy, just go to coachkeleas.com and it will take you to all the business training we have over at Makers University, and you can sign up over there. If you want to come join us and get all of our info, you know, we're going to text you out the supply list for this. Just go to textkeleas.com, K-E-L-E-A, and we'll send you out the link to all the supplies so you can make your own. All right, let me see who's here. We got folks watching on TikTok, we got folks watching on YouTube, and we got you guys watching on Facebook. I thank you so much for being here. Of course, we are going to have more videos like this for you every week. Kind of, we're transitioning from Christmas into winter, and then, of course, we're doing Valentine. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss anything. When we get into spring, that is my jam. I love, love, love florals, so I always want to incorporate different beautiful flowers and greenery and textures into our designs. And I want to teach you how. I want to give you floral fun at its finest every day. Oh yeah, these are pine cones, Anna. Get on the text list, because we're going to text out a list, and whoever gets the supplies first gets them, because we are limited on what we have left for winter. Aw, Diane says, thanks to me, or thank you, Diane. You put in a lot of work. She's hit 450 sales on her Etsy shop. Diane, I'm so proud of you. Hey, Margaret. You're getting so much better with your decorations. I love it, Margaret. Debbie likes it. Nice. Dee Dee likes it. Sue loves Simple Saturday. Yes. Was this crazy? The neat thing is, does this look simple? No. No, this does not look simple. Nobody has to know how simple it is. We'll keep that a secret. We won't let everybody know, okay? We'll just keep it a secret between me and you. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Go have fun, with flowers every week. Go make something beautiful. If you don't want to sell this stuff, it's no problem. I encourage you to add floral elements to your home. They always, always make it look better. If you sell other products in stores and you love merchandising, if you can add a little bit of floral to your booths, to your craft booths, to your shops. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. It always makes everything look more valuable when you add that touch of floral design. All right, guys. See you later. Have a great day. I'm going to log off on Facebook and YouTube first. And then if you guys got any last second questions, I will be live a little bit longer over on TikTok. So come join me on Keleas.com on TikTok. And I'll be over there for a few minutes after to finish up the live. Okay? Bye,